Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharya Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to the Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally, and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse on YouTube and the various groups from around the world. We are on the topic of ABC to spirituality, and to continue on this topic, it is imperative that I bring in an understanding, because I see so many of you that attend this satsang not getting the desired results. And I just want to explain when I first started satsang in the Sri Sampradaya. So I went to a local satsang conducted by a convener in 2008, and at my very first satsang I saw Guruji seated next to the convener and his dad. I remember whilst doing hawan, I was wearing a jacket and I did not want to touch Guruji's dhoti with this jacket. I also remember Guruji penetrating my very being, and I was sitting next to a huge tree that was growing from within this shrine of this satsang. And when I saw Guruji looking at me so deeply, I knew something had changed within me. I noticed Guruji looking at me throughout the whole satsang. So I would hide behind a tree like the Vaishnavi and peep again to see whether Guruji was really looking at me. And throughout those couple of hours, the only person Guruji was looking at was just me. The next week, we felt very guilty because we belonged to another organization. But I want you to listen to the irony of what I am saying. In my very first satsang, I was asked to make a wish, and I've stated this previously, I think recently as well, that I was now a director in a law firm after losing a vast amount of money in a clothing industry, in a business. I was using Sean's faded red golf in a suit and tie. It wasn't making sense. So this person that introduced me to Guruji, he said, just ask Guruji whatever you want and you'll get it. So after our business had crashed, it was impossible to go buy a car through the bank. So I only went to that satsang to ask Guruji for a car. Was by not any car, a new car. And I sat in that whole satsang and I saw Guruji looking at me. And on one end I was afraid because I saw this beautiful, handsome, dynamic being seated there from India. He was a guest in my mind at that point in time. He was a guest brought down from India. Thursday satsang, Monday one of the clients come to the office and said, Mr. Singh, I don't trust anyone. I have a car that I have taken and I cannot afford to pay. I only trust you. And he gave me the keys of the car. A brand new Chev Optra, gold in color. Thursday to Monday. But when I got this car, I belonged to another institution. I don't know if Mataji, Sean and Sherwin remembers. So the following Thursday, instead of going back to Guruji and saying thank you, we went to our other institution in Westcliff. Okay, can you see the irony? Can you see the confusion? And many of you I see going through that confusion. So on the third week, my conscience told me that I must go. I was in that institution for over 15 years. I didn't get a brand new car. I came to this institution, I got a new car. So I must be loyal to the institution that changed my life. I must be loyal to the institution that changed my life. Then on the third week when I went there, and I started asking for Guruji, where's that man from India that was looking at me? People said that it was a figment of my imagination. Guruji, no personality from India was at that satsang, and Guruji had left his mortal coil 1 year before. So it was impossible for Guruji to have been seated in that ashram. That is in the material dimension. But if you look at where I am seated today, then it is obvious that it was Guruji that was seated there in the spiritual dimension. All of you understand? All of you understand? Then I want to say this with utmost love. And I want you to understand with utmost love as well. For maybe 12 years prior to me meeting Guruji, we were involved with Hanuman Baba. We used to do the Hanuman Chalisa every year for that 12 years. The very first year we started the Hanuman Chalisa. The following year Mataji and I got estranged and I went into another system, but we both continued every January the 41-day fast without consultation. She continued the Hanuman Chalisa on her side, and I continued on my side. And every year in between, when the children visited, I was in fasting at that point in time. And it carried on for 12 years. And after I met Guruji, and then after I got the car, and I went to the convener, who was quite shocked himself, because I don't think he saw Guruji acting so fast, either on him or anyone else. And I explained my turmoil, that we were deeply involved in the Hanuman Chalisa, and now here's another system in which Guruji is involved. So he asked me, what is the first line in the Hanuman Chalisa? And I said, Shri Guru Charana Sarojara Ja. I could recite the Hanuman Chalisa 11 times faster than the speed of sound. Just over half an hour, 11 times, finished. Fast, when I say fast. So I knew the first line, Shri Guru Charana Sarojara. And he said, there's your answer. Hanuman Baba has now placed you in the lap of your Guru. That same day, you see how the driveway comes down here? Our previous house was on a hill. The driveway was going up. So we used to park at the center level and walk up maybe 15 or 20 stairs, and then another incline and another 10 stairs. And as soon as you come to the landing, the Chanda place was. After I got this knowledge, that very evening, I walked up, came right up, came to the Janga place, put my hands together and told Hanuman Baba that I cannot have two masters. If the Hanuman Chalisa states Sri Guru Charana Saroja Raja, then it is you who must give me release now, so that I can sit in the lap of my spiritual master. This was only in the third week. And I begged him for forgiveness, and I removed the chanda. I removed the chanda. Can you see me still alive? All of you can see me alive? Every one of you, am I alive, Mama, or are you dreaming? Mama spends a lot of time in dreams. And I'm saying this with love. You cannot have two masters. You cannot have two masters. And I see a lot of you here in the Satsang. I'm giving you a full cup, but only 10% of the cup is receiving some of you. 15% is receiving some of you. 50% is receiving some of you. Because you all have many masters. So this is what the Guru does if you have many masters. In Sanatana Dharma, absolute is 100%. Absolute is 100? Yes. Absolute is 100%. So if you have, besides the Guru, 3 other masters, then that 100% must be divided by how many? 4. How many must that 100% be divided by? Because there's 4 entities, and the absolute percentage in spirituality is 100%. And if you have 4 masters, the Guru 100% will be converted to your 25%. Guru's 100% will be converted to your 25%. And then you're going to say, I'm such a great devotee of this satsang. I spend so much of time in this satsang, but I'm getting very small. Then I have other people who you have not seen yet. They are from far and wide. But they give me, they only have one master. And every dream of them has been fulfilled. How many percent? 100%. 100%. You think it's fair that if you ask the same that you ask your Guru to 3 other entities? So if you go to Capitec Bank, Absa Bank, Standard Bank and First National Bank, you want a loan of 100,000 rand, and you get, your Guru can give you that 100,000 immediately. But you want to have many masters. If you want to have many masters, it means you are not solid with your Guru or his system yet. What it means? You are not solid with your Guru and his system yet. So can the Guru advance you the 100%? He'll say, go to Capitec, get your 25,000 there. Go to First National and get your 25,000 there. Go to Standard and get your 25,000 there. I'll give you my 25,000. I will give you my 25,000. Are you understanding? The system is very, very simple, but it is also absolute. It is also absolute. So you need to have this understanding, and I'm talking only about the devotees of this institution, not the visitors. The visitors will get their 100%. I'm talking about the devotees. All of you understand? Those of you that are the devotees of this institution, and if you want to reap the full benefit from this satsang, then you must only have one master. And this was asked of Guruji in a very, very huge satsang, where there were more than 5,000 or 6,000 people in his satsang, and one man got up and asked Guruji that why am I only getting an X amount from you? I'm here for the past 5 years. And Guruji told him that you go to Mother Kali, you go to Mother Durga, and you go to Lord Shiva, and you come to me. I gave you my 25%. They didn't give you their 25% each to make it 100%, because the Guru has full capacity to give you 100% at any given time. In the Guru's dimension, the word impossible has no place. In the Guru's dimension, the word impossible has no place. And it is the constitutional duty of every devi or devta that are cosmic administrators in this planet to hand their devotees to Lord Sriman Narayan. Hear me again. It is the constitutional mandate and duty of every devi or devta that exists as a cosmic administrator on this planet Earth to hand their devotee to Lord Sriman Narayan. One more time. It is the constitutional mandate and duty of every devi and devta that exists on this planet Earth in our current universe as cosmic administrators to hand over their followers or their devotees to Lord Sriman Narayan. Lord Sriman Narayan does not accept devotees directly. He accepts devotees through the Guru principle. Therefore, it is the incumbent duty of every devi and devta to hand over their devotees and followers to a bona fide spiritual master who in turn directs all such devotees to the feet of Lord Sriman Narayan. Now, if this is a Vedic injunction and you are with a guru already, then you think when you go back to these entities, would they give you anything? Would they give you anything? Why? Because you already with the Guru. So if you are with the Guru and you do anything else, you are wasting your and everything. Alright? Then I can't teach you anymore. That is why I have two animals behind the Gomatas. Have you all seen two animals behind the Gomatas? I fail to teach you anything else. You can come to this ashram and you can ask maybe those two animals in the back there. Brown animals, you saw them, Sita? What they call? You feed them. What they call, Sita?
Donkeys.
Yes, donkeys. Then maybe you must go under the guidance of these two donkeys, because I don't know how much more to teach you. Jeba, you understand? So at this ashram we give you A, B, C to spirituality, and now also D. Also D. So A, B, C, D to spirituality. If you want to follow the Guru, A, B, C to spirituality, and if you don't want to follow the Guru, you have an option. You have an option. And what's the option?
D.
Yes, you can follow the D to spirituality. All of you understand? I cannot break it down any simpler. That is why you can duck, but you cannot hide. Alright? Normally catch you there. Then I think you work something out with Kimlan and dazzled my eyes. So I'm seeing you at the periphery of my dazzle. All those that here, I cannot see you, but I can hear you, Jessica, somewhere here. Alright? Because there's a big circular glare in front of me. So I want you to understand, again, this system here at this ashram, Sri Narayan Dham, Durban, South Africa, 1 plus 1 is equal to, that's how simple it is. That's how simple it is. Here, there is not x squared plus y squared plus 2y is equal to minus 1b plus 12, Nirali. Can you see how complicated that is? This ashram has a simple guru. The ashram itself is simple. And the simplicity is 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Okay? And the reason I bring these topics up is when I am in my kutir and when I'm meditating, I see havoc wreaking your life. And I don't know how to simplify it. I don't know how much more to simplify it. This system is very, very simple. One Guru, one God. One Guru, one God, one beneficiary. That is you. One Guru, one God, one beneficiary, that is you. Can it be more simpler? Can it be more simpler? But I have no problem understanding each one of you, because Lord Sriman Narayan gave me a wife and gave me 2 sons. And through my wife and my 2 sons, I understand each and every one. Because when I went and took out that Janda pole on my 3rd Satsang of Guruji, Mataji continued for 1 full year with Lord Hanuman. How long? 1 full year. So I understand those of you that come to this ashram that cannot make an immediate change. You got 1 feet here and 1 feet wherever else, it's fine, because Mataji herself for an entire year had 1 feet here and 1 feet there. All of you understand? So that gives me the parameters of acceptance that wherever my devotees are, if you have 1 feet here, it's fine. And if you're suffering with 1 feet here, it's still fine. It's still, because who's suffering? Who? Yes. So it's fine for the Guru, no problem. Until you learn to slowly, like Mataji, after 1 year, she decided to drag, put both feet on this end. Alright? All of you understand? Are there any questions, Sita? Jessica? Any questions, Jessica? This is not like politics. Near election time, if the party don't give you a seat, and another party say, Jessica, abandon your party, come wait to me, I'll make you a candidate. You forget all the things on this side and you say, this is the right party. I was blind for 5 years this side, now my eyes has, yeah, it doesn't work like that. Yeah, the Guru opens your eyes quickly. Alright? My 2 members are not here, Benjamin and Foster. Because whilst they were plastering the wall, the levels ran off. So I asked for a pot of boiling water to wash their eyes so the levels will be straight. Unfortunately, they not. They dropped the building equipment, instruments that were in a hand when I told them what's the remedy. And I told them how the water will be dropped straight from the jug onto there. Alright? And I hope the Guru can open your eyes in this manner, but with boiling hot spirituality. All of you understand? So this is a satsang where 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. What does 1 plus 1 equal to 2 mean? Devashni? Your dad tells me you are spending a whole lot of time studying. You know, 2 years ago I had a heart problem. Your father almost brought it up again in a conversation yesterday. Right? When he told me you were spending a lot of time studying, isn't it? Devashni is taking a few hours a day too. The word study and Devashni never went together. What does 1 plus 1 equal to 2 mean, Devashni? Sana? It's very, very simple. Whatever the Guru is teaching you, the Guru experienced it. Whatever the Guru is teaching you, the Guru experienced it. Practically, his family experienced it practically, and now he's teaching you practically. That is why it is so simple, Nirali. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. I'm surprised to see Nirali here again. Last week Sean wasn't here, so Nirali wasn't here. Nirali, did you all plan it like that? No. Okay. Hey, my son and the devotee, same platform. Same platform. Okay? So I want to use this little bit of time to wish Shawan or Ramita rightly pointed out, Sudarshan. Sudarshan. So far, up until this moment, I may be wrong, but that name Sudarshan has not been taken by anyone else from Guruji's ashram that I am aware of. And Shawan took Guruji's name. Sudarshan Ramanuj Das. So my life as a Guru in the Sri Sampradaya is no accident. There cannot be an accident and absoluteness in the same sentence, satisfied? Absoluteness and accident cannot be in the same sentence. And if my life in the Sri Sampradaya is no accident, then Mataji's, Shawan's and Sean's life as my family is no accident. Is no accident. Mataji had a role to play. She played a role and she continues to play that role. Sean had a role to play and Shawan had a role to play. These three roles that have been played by them is a parameter to my own conscience. is a parameter to my own conscience. And I use my family, all three of them, in all of their roles. As a litmus on judgments that I take with each one of you. All of you understand? So when these children were born through this system, they had to undergo their own austerities and penances. And I think Shravan has come almost to the end of his austerities and his penances. He was in a dimension which made me understand many devotees in this satsang. And by experiencing Shravan himself with his behavioral pattern, by experiencing Sean with his behavioral pattern, and by experiencing Mataji with her behavioral pattern, I can understand the entire world. I can understand the entire world. And here I said 1 + 1 is equal to 2. And I'm in this satsang for 9 years now, almost 9 years, 8.5 years. I always put my children and my family behind the last devotee. Always put my children and my family behind the last devotee in everything that has transpired in this ashram. And that is why we are still relevant today. And that is why we will continue to be relevant. And that is why God has taken notice of the work that we do at this ashram, and God himself. When God is pleased, then the Guru is pleased, and his devotees are pleased, and his family is pleased. When God is pleased. So all have to work in tandem with each other. So I want to wish Shravan everything that he dreamt of in all these years. I think he is in a balanced position. Last year I gave a speech which we shared on Facebook Live in a Christian institution. Shravan held his birthday in a Christian institution. Today, a year later, he's celebrating his birthday in his own ashram. And I hope the progress he made from last year to this year is quadrupled in the progress he made from this year to next year. And I wish that everyone that's involved with him understand the challenges that he has been in life and understands how to associate themselves with him. I just recall when I was sitting in the kutir and I was trying to contemplate what I'm going to discuss about Shravan, a very beautiful image ran across my mind. Battersea Hall, how many of you know Battersea Hall? Quite a few. One of the functions, at that point in time when I attended that function, I was an atheist. I just attended for the sake of attending. And Shravan was about 3 years old. Yeah, his teeth was beautifully set. I remember him wearing his white kurtas. And there was a huge shrine in the front, upstairs. Have you been Battersea Avenue, upstairs in the shrine? There was a huge shrine laden with banana and we have Panditji here seated in the back. Just like that, there was a Pandit there about to start a particular prayer. I don't know which prayer. I think it must have been Ram Navami or Shivratri, I'm not sure. Alright? And Shravan was wearing his white kurta. His mother used to dress both the sons in white kurtas. And they both went to Balvi classes. You all know Balvi classes. Both of them attended Balvi classes. Shravan must have been 3, I think. And as I said, he had that white teeth, well-spaced teeth, small, cute. And Shravan could never sit in one place. You must have noticed in the satsang how many times he gets up. That's not from now. That is from then. But at that point in time, well, those of you that know Shravan, he makes his own decisions all the time. All of you that know Shravan. So, somewhere there he decided that he's not going to wait for prasad at the end of the satsang. He'll help himself to the prasad at the beginning of the satsang. And he knew how to do it because he had that naughty, cute smile. So I saw him going to the shrine and my heart skipped a beat because I knew what he was going to do. So he took a banana, he peeled it in front of the Pandit, he smiled at the Pandit, and he smiled at everyone, and he ate it. First prasad went to not Lord Narayan, because all prasads ultimately go to Lord Narayan. From that time, Shravan became Lord Narayan. Okay? I remember very clearly. Then I remember when he was 5 years old, he came to Chatsworth, and I was in a satsang in Chatsworth, and he took the mic, and like today, he sang the Hanuman Chalisa. But today, he read from the book and sang. On that day, when he was 5 years old, he sang straight from his mind. And everyone was shocked that Shravan could sing the Hanuman Chalisa freehand. From a very small age, Shravan had mature thinking. He could assist adults in situations. But even before I go there, when he was 2 years old, he was still in his napkin. I had a Ford Spectrum taxi, and we were living in Effingham. And the brakes, the dispatch should always make a noise. So I went to Ford and I bought the complete kit, dispatch kit, complete with all the springs and everything that comes in a kit. And it was quite expensive. And my conductor was my mechanic as well. He used to help with minor repairs. So we put everything on, all the clips, all the springs, we put everything that came in the kit. And we had a small circular circlip that we could not see where the circlip was supposed to fit in. And Shravan crawls, picks up the circlip, looks at it, and touches behind, 2 years old, and lodges the circlip in position. I wish the conductor is still alive so he can come and corroborate what I said. But then he has proved himself since then that he is a natural mechanic. Recently, last year, somebody put sugar in Sean's engine, excavator engine, and we said, here go, 100,000 for repairs. Sean insisted that he can get the engine started again. And we all disbelieved him. He said, Dad, give me a chance and I'll start this engine. I just need 3 drums? 3 drums of diesel. We gave him 3 drums of diesel and that engine is still working until today. He has conducted many repairs of which he have no experience prior. No experience prior. My Jaguar, I had about 4 people come with laptops and they couldn't start the car. Chauvin started the car. Okay? So I'm praising him today because I spent 10 years reprimanding him. Remember, I come from the military and my discipline will always be militant. And I won't give you a praise unless you earn it. And today, Chauvin has earned it. I also went to police stations, to schools, like how I'm praising him now. Then I told them, give him the worst that you can give him. But Chauvin being that smiley, naughty, mischievous, con, when he was in high school, he had a female headmistress. And I was in the law firm. I spent more time at Chauvin School than either at the law firm or in court. But when I asked her to find the highest reprimand in school and execute it, she turned against me. She turned against me. And I also remember Chauvin was accused of assaulting a lady in school. And soon as I got that call, what do you think I did? I believed her. I believed her. And I told them to prosecute him. And they prosecuted him. And on the day of going to court, one of Chauvin's friends had filmed the incident. And the video showed that she assaulted Chauvin and not Chauvin that assaulted her. And that was given to the prosecutor and the case was withdrawn. So I have a reason for stating all of these things. Because I didn't take anyone in my kutir any day and explain Chauvin to them, did I? Nirali, how long you with me? Many years. Chauvin has done his good and he has done his bad, and most of the people have only noticed his bad. But I did not at any time take anyone individually anywhere and discuss Chauvin's bad. I let them witness whatever they are witnessing. But I think today, not as a guru, but as his father, I want him to have that breathing space. He's 28 today. He's an adult, and I want him to breathe freely, knowing that his father has forgiven him for all that has happened unconditionally, and from today onward, like from last year to this year, there was a quantum leap in his life. From this year to next year, there must be another quantum leap in his life. And I think, and I'm sure he has the blessings of all of you all here as well. And I think Amita chose the appropriate photograph. You chose it, Amita?
No, Mother chose it.
Yeah, it was right. It's his age, he's 28. We don't want to see him lying to the world that he's in kurtas 24 hours. That's how he looks. That's his car that he moves in. And can you see the image of Guruji behind Shravan? Can you see the image of Guruji behind Shravan? He's right next to Shravan. Can you see him? I left Shravan 1,000,000 times, but Guruji has never left Shravan. Guruji has followed Shravan to the darkest of places in his life. And the reason Guruji has never left Shravan is because Shravan has never left Guruji. Shravan has never left Guruji. From a small boy, from the time he was in school, we used to go to Satsang in winter. It used to be ice cold. It was an open Satsang, and they used to give us blankets to cover ourselves. And Shravan would fall off to sleep at that Satsang. Then as he grew up, boys his age don't talk about or don't use the title Guruji. But Shravan, throughout his life, wherever he went, even in those dark places, when people were troubling him, he warned them of Guruji. In all his states, whatever states he was in, Guruji never slipped out of his mind. Guruji never slipped out of his mind. And he never slipped out of Guruji's mind. And there's a deep lesson here. I'm not praising Shravan. I want you to understand this lesson. That it doesn't matter in what dimension or where you are. The absoluteness of Guruji is if you remember him, he'll remember you. Later you'll come to the absolute platform. And Shravan has practiced this all the time, throughout. And I was quite shocked when he discusses Guruji with his friends, good people, I'm sure Tasmira, you know a lot about Guruji. Shravan didn't feel shy and does not feel shy to discuss Guruji. So if you read between the lines on whatever I have discussed about Shravan, every family has a Rosh. Every family has a Shravan. Alright? Every family has a Shravan, either directly or indirectly. And if Guruji is given to every Shravan of every family, then the success story will be what you are witnessing in the Satsang today. So, just for his birthday, Guruji launched him. He's working now for himself. And he had a deep desire to be a policeman like his father. So the police force, the Metro Police, Jessica, is called Shravan. And he said, Dad, I just want to have that gun on my hip. And he said, I want to drive to all these places where I have been and just stand out in full uniform and look at these people. Alright? So I don't know how far that is a process. Okay? I don't know how far it will go, but the fact that they contacted him, and they contacted him through me, he gave my number. Okay? Because he knows it's a blessed number. Alright, Jessica, blessed number. Please, all of you all, you're applying for jobs, don't give my number. Are there any questions? So Shravan, on behalf of me, Mummy, Sean, we wish you a happy birthday, and we hope that you continue in the direction that you have been in this past year. And then on behalf of me, Mummy, Sean, and all the members of the Sri Narayan Dham, we wish you everything of the best. Jai Sriman Narayan.